we're in a rebuild.
Yeah.
Let's see what, it's one thing if the veterans are clearly outperforming what the kids might potentially do, but when they're not, and when you've given those veterans a more than fair chance to show you that they can provide more, then because I get your point on Heineman that this is circumstantial and that in an ideal world they would have let him play in Laval longer, coming off the injury that he was coming off of. And again, just last week we were talking about how he's struggling with his timing, and there's literally really basic core components of his game that he was trying to find in Laval.
Yeah.
But right from training camp, had circumstances been different then, he might have made this team out of training camp. I think that the organization, has a lot to learn about this player, but they're intrigued for sure. Physicality and just the shot, the offensive instincts, like there's a lot. The size, so he's a bigger guy. There's a lot they like about him.
Willingness to go inside.
Willingness to go inside, and ability to win board battles, which we don't know if he has that at the NHL level. Largely, we have not seen him too much at the NHL level. So I get, I hate discounting how invested all these players are in trying to win every game, and how a lot of people will say, well, who cares? Like, just let's play the kid and let's see what he can do. No, there's a room full of players who, if you're putting in a player who they feel is not as worthy or not as good as the player he's replacing, there's an equilibrium to maintain there. But when you're replacing a player who has yet to score on a goaltender, close to 30 games into the season, it's, the opposite effect could take hold in the room. Like, geez, if I hadn't scored a goal by now, would I have been given this much time to do it? There is something to be said for the other side of it, where a player's giving too much of an opportunity to find his game. I don't know if we're there with Josh Anderson, but you listen to him talk, and it's just like, and you even just watch the body language on that shootout attempt against Pittsburgh, and it's clear that he's in a dark kind of a dark place with his game right now. He's trying to keep his spirits up and what have you, and he's working hard to try and come out of this funk. But that game against Pittsburgh was just, not only did he miss those two golden opportunities to score, but it's just like little things where he's missing assignments, he's missing defensive assignments, offensive assignments, he's just not in the right place. It's just like there's all these elements of his game. Marty loves talking about the hockey has rules, and if you follow the rules, you'll get, like, Josh Anderson is not following the rules. It's just not.
No,
and
we had an episode recently called Josh is Back, because we were referring to what Marty had said about him.
Yeah.
And it seems like instead of being motivated and able to break through following his empty net goal, he dialed back his play. So he's been looking worse in the last 4 or 5 games than he had in the previous 5.
I mean, yeah, we should tag this episode Old Takes or Cold Takes Exposed, or Old Takes Exposed. I don't know, but I was so that was because the last game I was like Josh is back is a quote that is really not aging well. Like, it's just not. And I feel like that was that after the Florida game? I don't know if it was a game. I don't know if he said that after he scored in the empty net, or was it?
No. That was it was 3-4 games before that.
Before that, because it was the Florida game where he came out trying to kill everyone, right? Like that was the old Josh Anderson.
Yeah,
and we
had played Columbus the night before, and he had a good game in Columbus too. So those two together made Marty say he's back.
Josh is back, exactly. Well, he's not, and so it's the thing that's so puzzling about it is that he can go do that. That's within his control. Like, if he wants to go out and be a menace, forechecking and just skating all over the ice and hitting people, like, he can go do that. There's nothing stopping him from doing that other than his own willingness to do it. And for like one game, basically, we saw him do it, and it was like I remember tweeting during that game, like, this, he hasn't been there in a while, but this is what Josh Anderson looks like in the playoffs. Like, if you want an idea of what Josh Anderson could bring without scoring a goal in the playoffs, this is it. We're seeing it. and haven't seen it since. So, you know,
Yeah, and as a side note to that, since we're on Josh Anderson for a few minutes, um, what did you think of the response of the crowd before his shootout attempt? Because he received like a close
standing
to
out.
a
It was a
standing
standing out.
ovation,
Yeah.
and
It was back
you
to back
know,
standing ovations for Brendan Gallagher and him.
right, and we've heard so many players. I think Saku Koivu was the first to say that. Saku Koivu and Craig Rivet were the best examples of that. But they used to say Montreal is the best place to play when you win, suggesting that when you don't, it's tough.
It could be bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or
exactly. And
Steve Shutt, the Montreal crowd is behind you. Win or draw.
win or draw.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
it.
that too. Yeah, you're right. He was probably the OG
He
on
was the
that one.
original. Yeah, he was the
Yeah,
OG. Yeah.
but the sort of encouragement that Josh Anderson got from the crowd goes a
Mm,
little bit in the opposite of that. There's a level of empathy and true partisanship and encouragement
yeah.
that's really notable from the Montreal players, because from the Montreal fans, because remember that back in the day, Scott Gomez did not receive close to that treatment.
Oh my God. No.
So,
It was
so
the
I mean,
opposite treatment. Yeah.
yeah. So it's I thought it was neat. It
I did
through
too. I
all of
thought it
his.
was, and what was cool about it is that the crowd felt that they could have an impact on the game. Like had Josh scored, it was giving the Canadians a chance to win the game. And um, so yeah, they tried to do that. It didn't work. Let's just put it that way. I mean, if anything, I think it increased the pressure on. Like he did not look like a guy who was very confident going into that shootout attempt. So um, it's a tough one, I think, for Marty. I mean, I think he mentioned the other day how he's not considering scratching Josh. That was when he mentioned, if he believes in himself, then I'm going to believe in him, kind of thing,
Yeah.
paraphrasing. But it's it's reaching a point where you might have to try something different and
Well,
do
that's it.
something.
That's
And
why we go
Alonin,
back to Alonen,
that's it.
because
Alonin provides that opportunity, to do something different with him.
Mitchell Stephens is not going to provide that. Michael Pizzetta is not going to provide that. The other options are extremely limited. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Aside from
and
Heineman.
except for Marlon Heineman. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.